Okay, so I would like to graph the function g of x is twice sine of x plus 4 minus 3. Okay, and for part A, what do you need to do? What was part A asking? Bubbles. Okay, so you start with a bubble. What's in your first starting bubble? Always. X. Okay, what's the first thing you order of operations do to an x if you put it in there? Add 4. Good. So this bubble is then x plus 4. I complained about some of your guys' labels. This is the label on the thing you're doing that goes over the arrow, and then the thing you get goes in here. So what's your next thing you're doing? Sign it. So then you got sine of the quantity x plus 4. Then your next step is multiply by 2. And at this point, it gets too cumbersome to write junk in there. So I maybe stop. You guys continue, that's totally fine. What's your next step after you multiply by 2?
Minus 3.
Subtract 3. Okay, so here's my bubble diagram, right? This is the answer to part A. Cut, done. So to get part B, I need to graph this thing. So where's your rule that's giving you the shape of this thing? Sine. Okay, so there's my rule. What's the plus 4 tell me?
It's a shift back 4.
That's a left by 4. A couple of you went right. And this is for what? Yeah, units, not for like interesting bits on the sine graph. So that's 4 units, which is going to be awkward because the sine graph goes with pi's, right? How about this multiply by 2? What's that thing do?
Amplitude.
Yeah, that's a vertical stretch. I don't know how to spell that word anymore. Don't worry about it. And then what's the minus 3 do?
Shift it down 3.
Okay, that's a down 3. That one I can spell. Okay, so to graph this thing, I need to start with what?
Back 4 down 3.
Next one. Start with,
Regular sine function.
good, start with a regular sine function. So a regular sine function looks like this maybe, okay? Where this height is 1, this height is minus 1. This happens at pi over 2, and this happens at pi maybe. You guys all good with those? Okay, so what's your first step?
Back 4.
Yeah, so first things first, shift left 4 units. Okay, so that makes this happen where?
Negative 4, 0.
At negative 4. And then where does this thing cross the x-axis again?
Negative pi plus 4, something
Yeah.
Close, yeah. Should be 4 minus pi, pi minus 4. Right? Because I want to shift everything left 4. So I want to take this value, pi, subtract 4 from it. That'll give me someplace here-ish. You guys see that? And that's really just to get my kind of crossings right. And this thing should still go up to 1 and down to minus 1, right? So I got some kind of sine wave graph looks like this, right? This is a really horrible picture. Good with this? What's your next step?
Shift it down 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So remember, you do this thing first. You got your rule that gives you your picture, and then you need to do this in order. So your vertical stretch has to come first, which means you need to cross these guys out and put 2's there. Yeah, so 2 and minus 2 are going to be your new top and bottom. And then you need to shift everything down 3 units. So get yourself a new chunk of board, right? And so now we need to go down 3 units. So this is going to be my new, what? Yeah, that's going to be where the x-axis kind of was. That's my new midline, right? How high is that thing going to go? Going to get all the way to the x-axis?
-1.
Yeah, it'll just get to -1. And how far down is it going to go?
-5.
To -5. Okay. Let's see. Important points. I've only been keeping track of 2 points, right?
-4, -3.
Okay, so back here there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's where the origin went, right? Because it went left 4 and down 3. And then where'd this other guy go?
Just -3.
That should be like a little bit above -1 and then down 3. So it should be here. And then you need sine wave in there. So sine wave in there might look something like this. That's all good. If I wanted to figure it out, where's this crossing at?
Just pi.
That, good, that was the 2 pi crossing, right? You guys see that? That was
Oh, yeah.
up here, 2 pi. And then I shifted everything
Back.
back 4, so now that should be happening at 2 pi minus 4, comma,
-3.
perfect. You guys see why it's -3? It was at 0, right? And we shifted everything down 3 units. How about the x-coordinate for this point here? Where's that happen? Pi over 2. I agree with your y. I'm a little bit worried about your x. It was at pi over 2, right? And then I shifted everything back 4, so now it's at pi over 2 minus 4. Is all good with that? Okay. Questions, concerns, Teal?
Yeah, I think the reason you marked this wrong on mine is because you thought that I